Hi, this is Tonya R Lewis with the Diary of Dating Over 50 with another episode. Ladies, grab your seat, get your towel, get some ice, because it's about to get hot up in here. Y'all know how I like to do it. We have a gentleman, and by the name of Pleasure. Men, you can't call him Pleasure, but women, you can. Can you introduce yourself pretty, please?
Yes, indeed. I go by the name of Pleasure from Bronx, New York. My real name is Laquan Harper. So I've kind of been, in Atlanta probably the last, I say about 12-ish years.
Okay.
So it's been a little minute, but yeah.
Okay. So, ladies, why you saying why he here with no shirt on? I'm wondering the same thing. So, Pleasure he gives pleasure. He's a male entertainer. We ain't gonna call him no stripper. He's an entertainer because he does more than just take his clothes off. So, can you walk us through a typical day of a life in a male entertainer? Like, as you had one today, what was your routine today?
So today is actually, Sipping Paint wise, it's a different vibe than the actual regular male review show. So Sipping Paint today, roughly, it was like from 11 to 1. I had about 6 older ladies, maybe 7, something like that. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much they had me and my guy. He runs the business called Exotic Sipping Paint.
Oh, wow.
So, of course, with Exotic, a lot of women might not think that, we get as interactive as we do. They just think we might be sitting around or standing around naked, while y'all paint. But, me as being an entertainer, one of his models, part of his team, I do a little bit more dancing. I sing pretty much. You
sing?
Yes, I sing. Yeah, I do a little something,
Okay, wait a minute. You know how I do it too. Can you hit a note for us real quick before we pass that up?
I got you.
Okay.
So, one of my favorite artists that I like to actually sing is Tank.
I love Tank.
So it's a song called Slow.
Yes,
I've
I love
done a couple
that
of times. Okay, so I get a little something.
Yes.
Let me see it. Okay. Oh, you know what you came to do. Foreplay with Rose.
Okay.
Put you in the mood. When you sit on my face, that's my type of view. Can I swim in your ocean? Can I drown in it too? Baby, when I go deep, touching your soul, I'll make you come over and over and over, and I'll fuck you slow.
Ooh,
oh
yeah. Yes. Y'all heard that? Y'all felt that? Ooh. Cross my legs a little tighter. Yes, sir. Okay. So, at the Sipping Paint, you sing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do y'all be all the way naked?
Yes.
What?
All the way naked.
6 girls call me right now. We about to schedule.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I be, though. I do a little bit of everything.
All the way naked.
All the way naked. So pretty much how we do that, we might come out, little boxes, whatever it is like that. Birthday girls, we tell them come up, get us some oil, play a little birthday song, and tell them what we need y'all to do is oil us down and undress us.
Oh.
So they oil us down, take off our boxes, and they get to working.
Are they allowed to touch it?
Of course.
Oh my! Hey, 911! Y'all call me right away. For real?
Yeah.
I mean, like the oil and hold it. And
stroke.
Now,
it,
do
everything.
you have erections?
Well, it depends because
If I touched it, you would. But anyway, go ahead.
of course. Nah.
Oh Lord.
So I mean, for the most part, so when I do shows, I use a cock ring. So like
A cock ring.
Yeah, a cock ring. So it's like pretty much it keeps it like pretty much semi hard. You know what I'm saying? So like,
So do you take something for that?
No,
So
no, you just wrap it around the actual dick.
Cock ring.
Yes.
A cock ring.
Yes.
Okay, I know what a cock ring is. I done played with one of those a time too.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really used it necessarily for sex, but just for show purposes, so the women can see, you know, somewhat of that's how it looks, somewhat, you know, for real, this and that. You know, so I mean, most of the time I have mine like that, and then after a while, of course, maybe like 20 minutes, 30 minutes in, a little intro, then take it off, and they can actually, you know, stroke the real thing if they would like to. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm confused. How? Because you got a woman.
Yeah, I got a girl. Yeah.
He ain't married, y'all. But how does she work with that?
I mean, to be honest, I mean, she met me at a show.
Oh, she took a stripper home with her.
I mean, I ain't gonna say all that.
Okay.
But it was kind of along them lines because she's kind of like an introvert. So, like, she hangs out with her mom a lot, you know, a couple girls here and there, but she would hang with a lot of people a lot. So, which is funny, too, because they came to a show together.
Her and her mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, that's another story. But
okay. Okay. The introvert and her mom came through to a male enhancement.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, male enhancement. See where my mind is.
Over there stuttering already.
Yeah, baby. I'm telling you. Because you cute and I love that gray in the top of your head.
I appreciate that.
Was you born like that?
You know what? That's a good question because I probably didn't pay attention to it maybe like the last 5 years, maybe.
It probably was up under there in your follicles and just came out.
Yeah.
Okay. But back to meeting your girl
Yeah.
at this.
Oh, so back to that. So, like I said, you know, I exchange numbers, you know, get Instagrams, network all the time. And we just happened to kind of, you know, connect. Because at the time, to be honest, I was in another relationship.
When you met her?
Right.
Okay.
So, you know, whatever, kicked it off. Went to the movies one time and, you know, just vibe. So, at the time of my relationship, at that particular moment, we was going through a lot because it was hard for her to, like...
Deal with your work?
Yeah, pretty much handle with... And I'll say the last situation was like a FaceTime. So, I had a random girl FaceTime me, be like, you know, what you doing, type of stuff like that. And we, like, technically on, like, a family day type of thing. We in a car. And yeah, so she FaceTimed me and stuff like that. She was like, "Oh, who that?" I said, "I don't know. The phone ain't saved them. It's not saved on my phone. You know, it's nothing like that."
But that's the biggest concern of someone being with a male dancer is getting involved with another woman.
Right.
So for her to get this phone call,
right.
and then for you to hook up with the introvert while you still in this relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part. I mean, at that time, like I said, we was kind of like not really seeing eye to eye. Mentally, I wasn't there anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it is what it is.
How long did it take you to break that off when you met the other girl?
That relationship, I was with her for about maybe 3 years. And then while I'm with my girl now, about 2-ish.
So is it hard being hard? Y'all heard what I said? I can't stand myself sometimes because I say what I want. But is it hard being faithful?
It is. It is.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, especially. I mean, you know, certain situations like not every party is kind of like what the typical woman thinks. Like, oh, you must be fucking everybody and this and that. It really just be like the girl, they just want some little extra fun, add a little spice to whatever it is. And the girl that they're actually doing the party for or ordering, you know, me for, they may not even like it, but they just want to see the smile on her face or see whatever. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it could be quick, in and out, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. And boom, I didn't really do nothing. Like,
so tell me, what inspired you?
What inspired
to be a male dancer? What do you like being called? A male dancer, a stripper, or?
I mean, well, I'm an entertainer because, like I said, I do sing. I do sing, dance,
and we model.
Model, yeah. I do a little bit of acting as well. And I actually do routines with my shows that I do, so it's not like just I'm
Not like a
Just-
stripper just taking
right,
your clothes
sitting on a
off. So we're gonna
pole.
call you a male dancer. So what inspired this career? And I'm sure your family, especially your mom, was like, "Boy, what is wrong with you?"
Man, that's another story.
Okay. We're here to hear all the stories, right, ladies?
So I guess I'll start with the what inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in New York, I was born in the Bronx. Moved with my grandmother to Brooklyn and went to school in Queens, and I performed a lot like in Harlem. So I did choirs. I was singing for like Oprah. Did a couple things with
Oprah?
60 Minutes. Yeah, a couple different what's it called TV shows at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Also Apollo Theater. A couple things like that. So like I've always been doing something in regards to music, gospel, whatever, R&B, everything. So
Wait a minute. From gospel to R&B to taking your clothes off. Okay, go
pretty
ahead.
much.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So from there, I did I was working with a label, pretty much like an independent label, and things didn't work out. I was like 21, 22, and I was like, you know what? My mom want to start fresh somewhere. Bump it. Let's go to Atlanta.
So your mom
see
wanted
what's
to
good.
move here?
Yeah, she wanted to move here first. Yeah.
And you're 35, right?
Yes. I'll be
Okay.
36 this year.
Okay.
So moved here. Did a lot more modeling, acting, stuff like that. And I was doing a lot of waiter server jobs. And I would end up while I'm doing waiter and serving everybody. There's a dance floor at the bar, stuff like that. I'll be dancing.
You would be doing your moves.
Right. So I'll be dancing, moving, spinning, and I have a little fun with it. And I'd be like, you know what? Let me go ahead and dance with this girl right quick. So something might come on and I'll pick her up, and I'll start actually just having fun with it. This and that. Like, oh, you could be a stripper.
So what's the heaviest you picked up?
Man, I got videos, but I want to say at least 3.
Okay.
At least 3.
Wow.
I know one girl told me like 285.
Okay.
So, so I want to say at least 3, but the last one I just picked up, I'm not gonna sing you the video on that one too. She was pretty big. I didn't even think it was
Possible. Have you ever dropped anybody or
Nah.
failed? Good for you. Good for you. That means you're gentle.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of guys really don't be trying to handle it the right way, but you gotta talk to the women and make sure you get enough support and be able to squat and all that stuff like that too. So
And that's a lot of working out that you have to do, right?
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about dancing for older women. How gentle that you would be with older women.
I mean, sometimes I don't necessarily be all the way gentle because once they get a nice vibe and then they feeling you and this and that, then it's kind of like it's time to get it. So I most time I like to touch gentle as far as like maybe little massages. Saying they picking them up, laying them down on a magic little carpet I got. Stuff like that. Feed them strawberries, whipped cream.
Well, look, so I'm 61. Okay, and I really don't want dancers. I don't want strippers all over me. So say you have someone like me, and I'm sitting there, and you see that I'm a little timid, or I'm like, how would you approach me?
I pretty much would kind of just walk straight up to you, right? And I would look into your eyes. Say if a certain particular song is on, what I'm saying, I would go into the song type of whatever, dance, singing, all this type of stuff like that. And I would kind of just talk to you through music. You know what I'm saying?
You'd dance, but you wouldn't touch me?
Right, not yet.
Not yet.
Right,
Okay.
not yet.
Okay.
Like, I gotta ease it in there. You know what I'm saying? Ease it in. So, I mean, from there, kind of grab your hand. I might kiss your hand. Things like that. Just to get you comfortable. Stuff like that. And then, I might come around, you step over your lap. You know what I'm saying? I might give you a little grind, little lap dance type of situation where I'm
Help
not really
me,
touching
Lord.
as much.
Okay.
But yeah,
okay.
we start there.
Oof. Jesus. Y'all know I'm crazy over here right now. Okay, so with the kissing and the touching, Have you ever had a problem with your mate? Do she come to your shows?
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't come. I know that's your thing and that's what you do.
Yeah.
But I probably, because I like to be number one. I don't want nobody all over my man.
Right. I understand.
But she handles that, huh?
She does. She pretty much is like, as she understands the business. So it's like she feels as long as she can trust me and I can come back to the crib and this and that, do what I gotta do. Come back to the crib and hey, we good. So,
no arguments.
Nah. And that's where the issue's been for my last couple of relationships. Has been like
because you had to argue
or we
did you meet them at while you was
No, because I also, when I first came to Atlanta, I was also doing like club promotion. So I would be like host of karaoke bars and do a lot of karaoke stuff and promote for like different artists that come to like the city clubs and stuff like that.
Okay. So tell me, when you say if you guys decided to get married, would you stop dancing at that point?
I think it would be something to think about because, to be honest, it's kind of like a transition point anyway. Just because, some things you might be like, I'm better than this. Or you can find some other things to do that kind of like would be okay with your family coming to.
Do you struggle like with that? With what you do? And that's probably because of your conscience?
Yeah. Or
the godly conscience or the conscience that your mom gave you when raising you? So do you struggle with that a little bit?
Somewhat, yeah. Because she always looked at me as a singer and a dancer and stuff like that. So like, it doesn't like necessarily bother her because she does like to watch shows like All the Queen's Men and.
Your mom do?
Yeah.
Now, my girl. We can watch that together.
Yeah. So she likes that type of stuff, and it's funny because I was actually on. So besides like I did Judge Jerry before he passed, which was like a couple years ago. I think.
What did you do on there? You did?
Pretty much we had a fake, what's it called? Scripted case.
Okay. And it was about a dancer?
Yeah, pretty much it was my ex. So
okay.
Long story short, her son, she had 3 kids. So her son was playing a video game and I think he had I was being nice. He ran up my card for like $2,500 or something on like what's it called? Not Roblox. No, what's the other one?
Sorry, I don't do video games. But
it's one of them things, but pretty much just ran on my car or whatever it was. So like, I got hit up by a producer on Instagram, and she was like, "You want to be on TV?" And I was like, "Yeah." "Do you have anybody you want to sue?" And I was like, "Not really, but I mean, if we can get paid, and it ain't really got to be real."
So did he really run some money up on your card?
Yeah.
Oh, because that was the scenario was real.
Right, that was the real part. Okay. But then the other side to that was, I was kind of suing her for like lap dance money type of situation.
She was taking your money and getting lap dance? Is that what it was?
Well, pretty much like she didn't give me the money that I should have got for
the lap dance.
Right. So it was, it was funny. Like, Jerry's funny as hell too. Pretty much like the first scene, I had busted my shirt open, like said it was getting kind of hot in here. So I gotta send you the link for that, but it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. My producer's been digging in the crates, y'all. They went and found the video that Pleasure was talking about on Judge Jerry Springer. Look at this, y'all. Check this out. Oh.
Yeah. So, right here, pretty much just like explaining the whole situation. Because I used to work for the city doing trash and everything like that, so.
No, he didn't take his shirt off.
Yeah, I told him it was getting a little hot. You know what I'm saying? So.
And she look upset that you suing her.
She was. Like I said, it was her son. You know what I'm saying? So, she ran my card up.
And then you, look at here, the bailiff can't even keep a straight face. And Jerry's trying.
Yeah, he was talking about how I had a washboard for abs.
Is that what he's talking about? And you do. Yeah, oh my.
He was saying he had a washboard too, with the funny part too.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Oh my. Look at you, got pictures, paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was amazing, y'all. Look at her. She is she is not having it.
So yeah, pretty much right here, I was trying to explain, the whole situation as far as like what I felt like she should have paid me for whatever lap dance I did for her and her girls.
How much was you asking for?
I forgot. I have to look back at it.
Oh my!
Get back all the way through that thing,
And she was older than him. Y'all see that?
Oh yeah.
Looked like he was probably about 20, 25 in that video.
Nah, I couldn't have been that old. Man, it was like, what, 3 years ago, I think I say.
Oh, that was only 3 years ago?
Nah, I might be wrong, but
wow.
I'll be doing so many things.
So what was the outcome of this? Look at the bailiff. Look at the people behind. They cannot help it.
Yeah, I think, I lost. I think just because he said that because I was the older guy or the older person in the situation that I should have known not to put my card, on the account.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Wow. The late, great Jerry. Wow. Yeah. That was awesome. I mean, that is awesome. That bailiff, baby, he cannot keep a straight face or keep his head straight. Yeah, okay. So, public perception. How do you think society view male strippers, and how does that affect relationships? Not just the relationship that you're in, but just relationships.
I mean, to be honest with that too, to keep it 100, a lot of women actually think we're gay.
That was my next question.
Yeah. So,
and then I had people ask me when I was saying I was interviewing a male stripper. They was like, "Girl, is he gay?"
Yeah.
So answer that question too.
I don't get it. Like, okay, I get certain movements from certain guys, maybe, but it's like, why should somebody that looks good, can dance good, or can do whatever good necessarily have to be gay?
Because majority of them have been gay. Majority of strippers that I've met were gay.
Yeah.
That's why they don't get really turned on unless they're bisexual.
Right.
But that's one of the reasons.
I got you.
Yeah.
I guess from like the people that I've been kind of dealing with the whole time, they were so harsh on guys, of course, that dance for both sides, or
Do you dance for both sides?
I have done a couple different shows to where it's pretty much, I put it this way, like the Magic Mike show I've done called Hunkamania. I did that for like 8 years here in Atlanta. They have like their,
because they do men also. The Magic Mike show do, right?
Yeah, they have they have like 3 different companies. So it's like one company that deals with drags, one deals with regular gay shows, and then the other one for the ladies.
Right.
So they have husbands that come in and they'll ask for a dance for their wife. So it'll be certain situations like that.
Yeah, but not just the all male a room full of men.
No.
Because they would want to touch you.
Right. And then a lot of times I've done shows to where like the women will be like, "Oh, I got some guys, they're gonna be in a corner. Is that okay?" This and that. Most of the time I would say no, but then nowadays, it's like all women just have a whole bunch of gay friends.
Yes.
So it's like I'd be like, whatever. As long as they don't do nothing out of pocket, you know what I'm saying, and they got some money.
As long as they sit in their little corner,
right? Yeah,
and keep feeding you money,
right?
Okay. So when you have done a lap dance to a lady, and she has an offensive odor, what do you do?
Oh,
I always wanted to know that.
That's when you be a great actor.
Is that right?
Yes, because a lot of times like I'll go down there. A lot of times I will. So just to get into my shows a little bit, so sometimes I'll lay the woman down. I'll go in between ready the legs up. I might play with whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not necessarily play with it, but
you act like you're gonna touch it?
Right.
Okay.
No, I'm on it.
You touching it?
Not necessarily in there, you know what I mean?
You touching it?
Depending on if they got on underwear or not. So a couple times, I ain't gonna lie. I will use, so I got 2 covers. So I'm kind of like a gentleman type of freak.
Okay.
So if a lady has on a nice dress or this and that, I have my regular cover I'll lay her on top of, and then I'll have another cover to cover her legs.
Cover up.
Right. And a couple times, I ain't gonna lie, I will go up under there, act like I'm in there, and then realize they ain't got no underwear on. And sometimes I go in.
Do
you know
you?
what I'm saying? It'll be random. I did back in the I did. I did. It'll be just like a quick little, 2-3 minutes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
2 or 3 minutes is a long time to make you hot as hell. What are you talking about? Give me 2 or 3 minutes of pleasure, baby. It's on.
yeah,
I'm about to give you the rest of this.
But I mean, other like say for that for that particular thing, I would just kind of like pretty much come up and just hold my breath and so many,
You hold your breath.
and then come up and smile, like,
So if I see you smiling like that, it's think down there.
yeah. And for some reason, I don't know why it's like, I mean, not that I'm a woman or anything, but sometimes I guess I don't know if they releasing and they might not know they're releasing or
Releasing.
I don't know.
Wait a minute. What you mean by releasing?
I heard a couple women that they be, squirting and stuff like that, depending on how good certain things feel. And, they might not. Like a couple women told me that I picked them up because they never got picked up before. That they've gotten wet.
And it just made them soggy.
Right. So I was like, hey, I don't know. But
Well, you know what? A woman, because I'm speaking from experience, I am a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm juicy.
that's how I like it.
But there's things that could make me juicier and not even touch me.
Right.
So that could be absolutely true.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah, I've seen a lot of stuff too, as far as like BDSM kinky shows that I've done or been a part of.
Well, okay, wait a minute. Come on. Give us some information on that. What are those?
I mean, they like burlesque shows. So they mix together. Sometimes they'll mix together burlesque, BDSM, kinky, the whole
the whips
smacking
and all that.
All that type of stuff, everything. So I mean, of course, me, I'm a freak, but I ain't on that level. You know what I'm saying? So they just like me to be the part of the show because it's at an extra sex appeal from a guy, because a lot of guys can't put on performances that's good enough, for that type of look, I guess.
They want some people like pain,
right,
with sexual pleasure,
right,
and that's the type of shows that is.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
it's crazy. They got me having fire and all that stuff. I'd be like, yo, y'all crazy.
Well, people probably think you crazy too. Especially
guess.
when you say you say you are straight out, you a freak.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so do you like multiple people?
Do I like at the same time?
2 or 3, yeah.
I've had a couple. I have a couple crazy threesomes. Mm-hmm. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, one. No, that's the ex before. I had
you had an ex that liked it that way.
Yeah. I had about like 3. Mm-hmm. I say while I've actually been an entertainer, I had about maybe 3 relationships to where they actually was like
bring her home,
meaningful, type of stuff. Yeah,
Can you get that one?
Yeah, and it wasn't even me. It was her.
It was her. She wanted it.
Yeah,
and you just wanted to please.
I was like, you know what? If you say it's okay,
let's go.
I'm in there. Let's go. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm loving this. Tell me, okay. You said you told me that you did date an older woman before.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that. How old was she?
So the first one, dang, I want to say she was maybe 5 years older than me. She might have been 35 while I was like 29, 30-ish. And then my last one, she was 40 when I was like about 33, 34, somewhere around there.
So you experienced the 50s and 60s. Whoa, you don't know what you missing. You don't know what you missing. We ain't got nothing to lose.
I mean, I had a couple experiences.
Okay, what kind of experience that you had with an older woman?
I mean, I'm going to just say they had like celebrations, right? The girls had celebrations, this and that. And it could be, a mom situation, like with her daughter, she was celebrating for her daughter. But end of the day, she wanted me.
The mom wanted you.
Right.
And you give her what she wants.
Yeah. So, after the party, this and that, she'll hit me up, be like, hey, you want to do a little one-on-one, type of stuff? And I said, sure, why not?
Did she pay you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh.
So I mean, it's not something like I push necessarily all the time, but it's kind of like
It's on a unique basis.
Yeah, it's a little extra pat on that,
So when did you realize that you was freakish and you wanted to do all this stuff, all this dancing? And because you had to be a mannish little boy. You had to be mannish as hell. You ain't just woke up one day and said, I'm a freak.
I mean, technically, I mean, I'll say this. I've always been, my mom pretty much only has been busy. So like I did karate, I was doing track, basketball, cross country. So I've always been around a lot of women to where it's be like, oh, is that what you do? You so strong. Yeah, so I mean, I've always been trying to be, I guess, that guy that, gets the job done. You know what I'm saying? So many words. So it kind of flocked to me a little bit.
So you like to please?
Yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Okay. So if someone else wanted, would you refer somebody to this industry if there was somebody that wanted to get in this industry?
I would, but it's tough because like I've had a lot of guys hit me up and be like, "Yo, can you get me in that?" And either they don't have a body,
okay,
or they can't dance, or it's both. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times it's really kind of hard because with me, I'm still short, but I'm able to sing, dance.
You got other talents,
right? So like a lot of guys, they might just be big and can move around a little bit, which they, a lot of the TV shows, most of them want the bigger guys, taller guys, stuff like that. So it's like it just take a certain mindset to really be confident all the time. Because me, I step out, whatever, I don't care. I'm confident as hell because when I step in a room, they might be like, "Oh, he's short," but then at the end of the night, they'd be like, "Oh, can you stay longer?" And I'd be like, "Nah, I'm good, ready to go." So it's a confident thing. But I mean, I would, but I just have to let them know exactly that you can't really do it just for the women. You gotta really have a passion for it because every week ain't gonna be, a $1,800, $2,000 week.
Is that what you can get in a week's time or a day's time?
Yeah,
you can.
I mean, it's for us, as males, it's not the same as
women.
As women. Women get to have the celebrities come through and make it rain,
right?
10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand. So you mean it's not the same, but it is what it is.
Okay. So, what is your future? What does your future hold with your dancing or acting? Which one that you gonna write? Because we did a fashion show together, baby. You lit them up out there. Every time you went out there, they were screaming. Okay, but they screamed when I went out there too. But but what
you was doing your thing, though?
I was doing my thing.
I see. I mean, and that's a tough spot for me right now, because, like I said, I've been doing this for like 10 years now, and these last like year and a half been kind of like crazy. Like money hasn't been the same, promotion wise. A lot of women ain't really flocking the same they used to for shows. So I've been trying to transition more into acting, but it's like I haven't really had to reset in a long time to like really push into something like brand new. 'Cause I mean, I've done like Tyler Perry stuff, and it's always been casted as a dancer or entertainer. Right. So I haven't really had to speak in roles or stuff like that. So for me to really put work in something else now, it just takes a little bit more effort and discipline and wanting to do it.
Yeah, because you would have to probably step back on your dancing in order to give all that what you have.
Right.
Have you experienced jealousy in this field?
Oh yeah, crazy.
Give me some stories on how it was so jealous that you just like, okay, you know what?
Man, I'll tell you. Okay, so we had done this show on the South Side in Atlanta. Used to be a spot called Deja Vu.
I heard of that. That was a while ago, though.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
that was a while ago.
Yeah.
So when we started, they was doing the mail reviews there every week or every weekend. And there's one guy, Even though I'm short, like I said, I mean, sometimes I'll make the most money out of the guys that I'm with.
Do you? All the tall guys, the big guys, you make the most money?
Okay. For some odd reason, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But
you so damn cute. I understand.
I appreciate it. So yeah, this guy, man, he took one of my boots.
What, did they assign boots to you?
No. Boots. Like my actual boots.
Okay.
So like we all in the back, you know, changing stuff like that, have our own little, kind of like a little sections or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. So I go back there after I'm coming back from talking to women, stuff like that, and I realize my boots is gone. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, man, who the hell took my boots? So literally, this is like maybe like 10 minutes before showtime, and I don't have, you know, my boots.
You don't have nothing to put go
my
dance
boots to perform on. So next thing I know, one of my other guys told me who had it or who had it on, whatever it was like that. So we end up fighting in the back because
y'all went at it like
yeah. So I had to get a security guard and everything, and I end up missing my opportunity to actually perform because of that situation. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know, a lot of guys, they may not say a lot, but they might do something to kind of like not put you on, or, you know, be shady in certain things, because that's how some of that world is, as far as the male review world and stuff like that.
So how do you read the room when you walk into a room? How do you read it? Even your dance style, because you might see that, okay, these some old ass white women, or these some look like they church women. Mm-hmm. How do you, when you walk into a room, how do you read it? And may have to change your dance like right then and there. May have to kind of dull it down a little bit, or
I would say it does depend on white or black. I would say that right now.
It does. So explain to me a room full of white women. Give me your style of dance.
Room full of white women. As soon as I step in,
you ain't even doing nothing.
Nah, I ain't done shit. They going crazy. Take off the shirt. Oh my God, girl, you see that? Yo, they going bananas. And I'll tell you that for the most part, they're a lot easier, sad to say, than the black party.
They're a lot easier to satisfy and get that paper out of them. Huh? Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You know, not nothing against black.
Oh no, we just
women.
speaking the truth, facts.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, a lot of times they may want the extra. They be holding them dollars. They might throw you like 5, 10 and hold the rest up till you do like another flip or some other extra stuff like that. So they make you work a lot harder for your money. You know
the black women or the white women?
The black women, yeah.
The black women, okay. So the white women, they just like come in.
Yeah. They just be happy. I remember this time I just came from Denver, visiting girlfriend and everything. I did a show out there, same thing called Hunkamania. And one of the managers was like, shit, they just be happy you showed up. You know what I'm saying? So, because a lot of them, they don't have a lot of chocolate, you know.
No, because I lived there. My family is in Denver, and I lived in Denver for a little while. If you want a brother, don't move to Denver. I'm going to tell you that right now.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, it is what it is on that. But I mean,
do you pick them up and okay?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Everybody be surprised about, you know, how many I pick up and you know how I pick them up. I might pick some up on my shoulder. You know, acting I'm eating them out. You know, all that stuff like that. You know, you know all that good stuff like that. You know, so
you do your tongue like that?
Yeah. No, you gotta do all that. You gotta suck on the clit. You know how to do it. You know?
No, I don't know how to do it. I know how I feel, but I don't know how to do it.
I got you.
Okay, so when you walk into a room full of black women,
and it's just like you gotta be way more confident. To me, you gotta make sure you got the routines on point, because they gonna clown your ass. They gonna
count 1, 2, 3, 4. He didn't do the 8 count. Huh?
Yeah, they gonna clown your ass. But what you got on? I done heard them like some stories. Some couple of rookie guys came in one time wearing like regular boxes or.
Oh, they didn't have that flashy that piece on.
They had no costume. They had nothing. They tore their ass up. Yeah.
They couldn't even hardly dance after that.
They tore their ass up. I didn't see him in forever because he was just a model. He was trying to be a dancer, and I told him, I'm like, you can't just jump in here like this. They gonna tear your ass up, and you gonna be mad.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, no. You try to come in here regular, I said, nah, see, I told you. I be trying to warn you, man. Oh, yeah, you right.
So have your mother came to your dances, or do she?
Oh, nah. See, I don't invite her to those.
Your family, your aunties and sisters.
Nah, they really. My aunt doesn't really. I just tell her I entertain.
Oh, she don't know. You take your clothes off.
I don't think she knows like that. Like she's still in New York. So her and my mom, they close, but I still don't think that because she's like really in the church. Still.
So your mama probably ain't told her. Do your mother know that you do? Okay, back to the sipping paints, because I'm really interested. So do your mama know you being there with nothing on?
See, what I think her mindset is, so I'm trying to keep her mindset on like the
entertainment part.
All the Queens Men, Magic Mike. Like
if she watched that, I think she can handle it.
Yeah, but I don't think she really. She never really said nothing to me, at least as far as like, she just know I get naked, but I don't know if she knows. Ever want to go into detail with what actually goes on like that.
Okay. So when you so do you have to pay extra for you to take all your clothes off?
Yeah, normally we do. Depending on like how different agencies I work with and stuff like that. But my normal booking in Atlanta, say like depending on how far in advance, like $100 to $150 deposit, and then $200 to $250, depending on if you want me to get naked or stay, shorts on, whatever. Sometimes I can do like compression shorts. I can do like a sleeve that pretty much just covers my dick, and that's
it.
Right. Because a lot of women, they don't like necessarily dick on.
They don't want to see the penis.
Right. They'll be okay with you dancing on them, right? But they don't necessarily want to feel it, like
they don't want to feel it.
Because a lot of them will be, they be married, they be, stuff like that. So I mean, everybody's not as free. I'll put it that way, even though they might be married. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Have you ever been approached by someone's husband?
No, which is a great thing. But I have had one situation where I think I was getting ready to do a party at somebody's house, and I think the guy came back to the crib to do something, or he didn't want to leave. He was drunk or something like that, whatever it was. So the girl had to lock me in a bedroom just to make sure that he didn't come in, or whatever, just to kind of keep things whatever cool.
She had to hide you.
Yeah. So that was the one time where it got kind of like a little scary, but because I was like, damn, I ain't got nothing. I don't carry nothing, like that. But it's like, just be like, I hope nothing crazy happen. I ain't got nobody out, kill nobody,
Right.
And I'm butt ass naked, you know what I'm saying?
Have you ever been, like went somewhere and it was just so, like, out of the Twilight Zone?
Oh yeah, a couple of hood ones, yeah.
Okay, tell me about that.
Oh man, let me see. Let me think.
It was just so, you was like, okay, I don't know if I want to do this.
Oh, okay. Yo, so this one time, this the one white party where I was like, this is crazy. So literally I did a party in a trailer.
They had you in a trailer. You had a trailer where you wouldn't change and all that.
No. This is their trailer. Like they live in the trailer.
They live in a trailer park.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the craziest party I ever did, and it was like literally you come in, and a little room to the right, change real quick, come back out, and stuff like that. But they ain't had no money though. But
they were what?
They didn't have no money, but. It was just so weird, like just being in that space, because they was like, you could tell they was
trailer park people.
Yeah, it was
what they call trailer park. We might as well talk about the elephant in the middle of the room.
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest parties.
So somebody hired you for that?
That was through an agency. Yeah, so
the agency sent you out.
Because sometimes the agencies I guess they have more of the selection sometimes of all the dancers. They get their deposit, of course, but sometimes it may be cheaper on our end to get pick up cash wise on their end. So like sometimes if I go to an agency, it might be 150 pickup instead of my normal 250.
Okay.
Or something like that. So sometimes it's cheaper to go to an agency, but you may not get the quality that you want.
Okay, so that you you don't have control over picking like your own personal
Right.
like I look at this and I may not do it.
Right.
You know. So have you ever been to a place where you were called out and they just expected to have sex?
Yes. It's been crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh wow! What did you do? Pleasure.
So look, funny story. Pulled up to the top, and this was like I want to say maybe 1-2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
I get a hit from this agency, and he said, whatever it is, and we need you to pull up. They want a whatever fireman costume, whatever type of costume it was. And I pull up, guy opens the door. He's like, okay, you pleasure this and that. Boom, boom, boom. My wife is in the other room.
His wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my wife is in the other room. So I go get changed up, come back out. Boom. She's in fishnets. Nothing but That's it. So I'm like, okay. I guess I'll dance and keep it regular for right now. And then all of a sudden, the guy, the husband,
mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, sometimes I get, female strippers for me, but she don't have a lot of, male entertainment for her. So I thought, I'll get her some male entertainment. I was like, okay, that's cool. So just go ahead, dance for her, make her feel good. I've seen your videos and shows like that, so I know she would like it.
Black or white?
Black, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so next thing I know, he's in a corner, right, watching, but he's actually stroking. He's
he's playing with himself.
Right, he's playing with himself, yeah. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, this is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But I guess maybe the freak in me just kind of like
kept playing along. Huh?
Right, kept going. So sometimes I get a little whipped cream, put it on the titties, you know what I'm saying? Right off the nipple, lick it off, stuff like that, a little foreplay. And end up, doing whatever, going to eat out and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, you physically, like,
yeah.
Okay.
So went to go and everything. So the next thing I know, went from like a couch, upstairs to, to the bedroom and continued to do it. And I was like, you know what? I just went with the flow. But it was like a wow factor a little bit because I definitely didn't expect him to be there, playing with himself, pretty much. It was like one of them porn situations. I feel like I was in an actual porn.
Wait, so did he give you extra? I mean,
it was like, I want to say for the night, for the hour, that was like $500 for the hour. So I mean, which is like, it's more, but I mean, like I said, it really wasn't. To me, it wasn't really nothing extra because I was already enjoying myself anyway.
So you enjoyed yourself just as much. They paid you to enjoy yourself, right?
Right.
$500 an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So have you ever thought about doing porn before, or have you?
I have. And that's funny too because one of my other guys that I work with, we actually went to, what's the name? He had all that publicity with the y'all can't think right now. Jay. Damn. I can't think of his name. Right. But pretty much we went to his house in Miami. He's a porn star. So and the funny thing is too, before we met him, I had seen him on, was it Blacked?
Okay.
Jason Love, bad.
Okay.
Jason Love.
Okay,
so
I can't think of him either.
My homie's a friend. That's his true homie. Mm-hmm. So we went there, Miami. He was balling. I'm talking about balling. Lambo trucks, all this shit. I was like, damn, this might make me want to be a porno star.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he was cool. Mm-hmm. But it was just funny too because I had just literally seen a clip. Because sometimes before you want to get ready for a show, you watch porn to kind of like, unless you have a girl back there to help you, whatever.
Wait a minute. Okay. So when you get ready to dance, you watch some porn or you have someone to help you get in that mood?
For the most part,
I thought you just went out there and did your thing.
No, for the most part, you watch porn and get it hard. Then I say you tie the cock ring around it, so it keeps it, somehow hard. So I mean, some ladies that actually have the private parties, they would be like, do you mind if we, if I oil you down or, stuff like that. So a couple of times, of course, they turn oiling down to giving head.
Oh, they just do you?
Yeah.
And you say okay?
Yeah. It depends on the situation. You know what I'm saying? But like, if they feeling like that, and they already, paying, whatever the situation is,
And your like, girl is okay with.
Well, this
part.
This is kind of this is kind of when it got whatever in between. Before I got to her, I'll put it that way. I don't be as crazy now.
Because there's some different type of feelings.
Yeah, different type of boundary. Right. So, but yeah, it used to be crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it used to be crazy.
You just went all the way in, baby. Girls, y'all hear this? So tell me, do all of this, how does this being doing all this impact your emotional health?
Emotional health. How does it impact my emotional health? I would say, for the most part, like I've been in a good space. Just because, to be honest too, just because with her, she allows me to kind of, just be me and, work as a team to get, things done or work. Cause I know a couple of times too, my car went down, she would be there for me or whatever, this stuff like that. Just come up with different ideas and just, be a good team player. I'll put it that way. So, I mean, right now I'm in a good space. Just trying to figure out what's going to be that next step to kind of push me to the next level.
Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, you be sitting somewhere and then, your whole life come over you or your career comes over you and you say, damn, should I really continue to do this?
Right.
Or should I get out of this? Especially because I'm in a healthy relationship. Because a woman that's deal with what you do, either she stone cold crazy or she's so secure and healthy within herself.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I could handle it. Because I'm selfish. I want all your licking, all your sexing. I want it all to myself. I don't want to share it. And I'm going to give you as much as you give me. But is there sometimes you be in that space where, I'm going to have to leave this alone?
Yeah. I've been in there a couple times, because like I said, if you have once you have like a good support team, and people that love you and care for you, you just want to do everything that you can to show them that you're doing the right thing and you're making moves and stuff like that. So
what do her friends think about? Because I'm sure all her girlfriends ain't down with the sister about being down with a fine man that it take his clothes off and do all what you do.
I mean, I haven't heard anything out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? They laugh and joke and say, he should come dance with me sometime, stuff like that. But, they all be joking stuff. I mean, ain't been nothing too crazy where she had to check anybody. I'll put it that way.
So have you been dancing and one of her friends be sitting there looking at you or one of your family members?
No.
You ain't never experienced that?
No. I mean, not to that level, but say when we do I do a lot of karaoke. So when I do karaoke, I actually do say if I do Pony or So Anxious or one of them sexy type of songs, I put on like a somewhat of a show, even like Take You Down Chris Brown. I would do the actual set somewhat at karaoke. So it's like,
because you got a karaoke coming up soon, right? I think you sent me a flyer on that, or comedy.
I did. Oh yeah, that's one that's gonna be on it's kind of like a comedy / burlesque ish.
How do you mix that? What's the set to sing? The scene, what the scene look like with comedy? You're laughing, but you got tits rolling around and explain that to me.
This is my second time doing the show. The first time I kind of just I was networking and just thought I'd try it out, whatever it was like that. Cause a lot of times nowadays nobody's really looking to pay anybody. They want you to
do everything
a lot of work, right? So
especially here in Atlanta.
right. So I mean, it was like at first she was saying not to do as much with the burlesque stuff, but then when I seen other people perform before me, they was all getting down to whatever, you know, boxers, underwear, sleeves, whatever was like that.
They didn't have to take everything off.
Right.
Okay.
So then when I seen that, I was like, shit, I might as well go in too. You know what I'm saying? So then a couple of women I had, birthday women from the bar, stuff like that I ended up, you know, using for my set. But for this particular show, she wanted to be more clean, maybe more singing, stuff like that. But the comedians, they were okay. But it is a little funny though, because yeah, the way you explain it with the titties and they rolling around and then
Yeah, that's but you know what? That's the thing about being in Atlanta. Everybody want to think outside the box.
yeah.
You know, let's give Nicole a shout out for that amazing vest you have on.
Oh yes.
Trust the process.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it. Go.
She got to get you some more colors, aren't she?
Yeah, I'm about to stand about 2-3 times already.
Yeah, we did a fashion show and Nicole, what's her
Dimples.
Dimples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what's her name? Yeah, Dimples. Her brand is called Trust the Process, and he wore that in the fashion show.
Yes, indeed.
And was oiled up, and the ladies went crazy because at this show it was probably a lot of older ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your experience in finances between younger women doing a younger show than women over 50 my age?
I would say a lot of older women, are a little bit more lucrative.
We give you more money.
Yeah. Yeah. We might get a couple of the younger crowd, you know, you might find a 1 or 2 out the couple of months, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s. Actually, my highest I've done, this older white lady, she was like 85. And I actually went to a nursing home.
You went to a nursing home and to
Yes.
dance for an 85-year-old lady?
Yes.
She must have been spunky as heck.
I remember this the time. Matter of fact, this is when was it kind of like still around COVID time. So everybody's kind of still wearing masks a little bit, you know, of course in the nursing home, and I'm getting butt naked. So
In the nursing home. Y'all, he goes to nursing home. He is for hire. Okay. Can you tell my audience where what do you have coming up?
right now, let me see. My next event.
You got the one coming up. The flyers that you sent me.
Yes, I was trying to think. I know I had a couple different little. I was supposed to be hosting at this karaoke event Wednesday, but they changed the venue. So yeah, right now I actually have a fashion show coming up for June 16th. Thursday, right?
I thought that was Friday.
The 19th is Thursday though.
I'm doing the 20th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
20th. Yeah. So I have that fashion show, kind of like fashion, same thing, music, art, culture, to celebrating, you know, the whole thing. The 20th, do I have a show? Private. I have a lot more privates than I have public shows.
You got private, a lot of private.
Yeah,
So
no,
if somebody wanted to hire you for a sip and paint,
Yeah.
how would they start that process?
Pretty much if they want me to get, you know, all the supplies. Sometimes we have like the whole, you know, easels, brushes, paints, all that stuff like that. I pretty much talk to my boy because, like I said, he really runs the business, Exotic Paintings, and I like to pull up, do my thing, and get up out of there. But
If they wanted to hire you,
Yeah.
how would they get in touch with you? Social media, all that
right,
good
you
stuff.
do social media. Pretty much my number. I really don't have a manager, or I don't do any other like third party type of stuff. So it'll be a little Instagram pleasure show, of course.
With a Z.
That's right.
Okay, ladies, if you want to get in touch with this man, y'all inbox me. I'm going to become his manager. He needs somebody with a big mouth because he unless he ready to stop and go into acting.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
I'm gonna do a little side work now.
Yeah, always. It was a pleasure.
Well, thank
It
you.
was a
thank you,
pleasure
thank you.
having you here. My closing thoughts. Dating over 50, open doors to new experience, including fun and unexpected. Pleasure show represent a playful side of intimacy that encourage exploration and joy. Y'all, we need him. His gentle approach to connecting with older women highlights the importance of sensitivity and respect in relationship. It's about making each partner feel valued and cherished. Engaging with someone like pleasure illustrate that romance, attraction, and have no age limits. It's a reminder to embrace every stage of life enthusiasm. The experience empower older women to embrace their desires, and seek fulfillment in unique ways, breaking age-related stereotypes. Ultimately, dating over 50 can be a source of pleasure, laughter, and connection. It's about enjoying the journey of celebrating the vibrant lives we lead. So, ladies, don't be afraid to get you a male dancer. It can spark them cobwebs off. Tonya R Lewis don't have no cobwebs. But anyway, I want to thank you all for joining me again. If you need a towel, just go to your room and get your ice out the freeze and calm yourself down. Because this has been a hot one, ladies. And more hot to come. And again, I am at my new home. It is called Scottsdale Podcast Cafe. Y'all, it's so many areas that you can do contents, and so many areas you can have your podcast. It's so beautiful. You see what I'm doing. You see, we changed it up. We're going to change it up every chance we get. This Saturday coming up, June 21st, we're going to have our soft opening. You got to come out. You got to come out. I'm telling you. And come out, bring your cards, bring your flyers, come out and network. Sign you some memberships to be able to podcast here. We're going to be open to show you all what we have to offer, and it's here from 2 p.m. until 6. We're also going to have some food trucks, y'all. You know, you got to feed folks when they come out and visit your home. So join Tonya R Lewis in her new home, Scottsdale Podcast Cafe. Again, thank you guys. Remember, I advocate for sex trafficking, the human against our children. I have an event coming up in Cleveland, Ohio, and it is June 28th. It's going to be at Club Jazzy's, and it's going to be a gala, red carpet. Come out, bring your donation. There's a gentleman, Talio. He's opening up the first male safe house for young men that has been trafficked. So come out and celebrate with us. Again, coming to you live from Scottsdale Podcast Cafe. Tonya R Lewis with the Diary of Dating Over 50. Thank you, guys.